Welcome back to the next game in this 1995 Braves replay. I'm using the game of Dice Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer of the game of Dice Baseball, and we are in game number 8 out of 162 and sort of making our way through this first big road trip. The Braves took 3 in LA, and they are on the verge of a sweep in Florida. So they'll be playing the last game here against the Marlins, and they are 5-2 overall. Let's get into the starting lineups. It's going to be Marquise Grissom for the Braves, the visiting Braves. He'll be playing center. Jeff Blauser at short. Chipper Jones is going to be in left field in this game, but batting third still. McGriff at first, hitting cleanup. David Justice in right. Jose Oliva gets the start at third base. Charlie O'Brien gives Javi Lopez the day off at catcher. Mark Lemke is at second, and the pitcher is Steve Avery. Avery 7-13, 4.67 ERA in 29 starts. This is sort of the beginning of the downward descent of Steve Avery in his career into mostly mediocrity. So his ERA went from 2 something and a top 10 Cy Young finish in 1991 to 5 as he sort of got to the end of his career with the Braves. A little bit sad that it didn't last longer, but it was a good ride, and he had 2 18-win seasons in his first 3, I think, and just was blowing people away in the early 90s. For the Marlins, it's going to be Kilby Alvarez at second, Mario Diaz at short, Sheffield in right. Jeff Conine will be playing first base and not left field in this game. Terry Pendleton is at third. The Hawk, Andre Dawson, gets the start in left. Charles Johnson is catching. Chuck Carr in center, and Pat Rapp will be the starter for the Marlins. Rapp, 28 starts, 14-7 ERA or 14-7 record with a 3.44 ERA. Kind of a high walk percentage at 11%, so we'll see if that comes back on him. Pitched 167 and a third innings. We have our game engine charts, and we got our dice, and we are ready to go in this one. So Pat Rapp is going to lead it off against Marquise Grissom, Jeff Blauser, and Chipper Jones. So the right-hander Pat Rapp stands up there and delivers. It's going to be a fly ball out to left center field. Can of corn out there in left for Dawson as he ranges over and makes the play for out number 1. Brings up Jeff Blauser. Blauser, the shortstop, batted .211. Did have 12 home runs, 31 RBIs for the Braves. 35 is going to be a soft grounder, and that is over to the third baseman. The third baseman is Pendleton. He'll come in and glove it, set, 3, and make the play to first base. 2 up, 2 down for the Braves in the top of the first. Chipper Jones stands in. He's going to be batting left-handed. His familiar crouch with a high bat. 265 average. This is his first full major league season. And here he's got a chance for a home run. Are his home runs greater than 30? They're not. That comes later on in his career. And so that's going to be a double. Let's see where he hit that. Stop rolling 10s. All right, so that's a double to right center field, or dead center field. Let's do it like that. So a double to dead center. He rips one past the center fielder Chuck Carr. It one hops the wall, and Chipper's standing in at second base with a 2-out double. The man on fire is Fred McGriff. He stands in, big left-handed hitter. 280 average, 27 homers, 93 RBIs in 1995. We got a 16 here. Are the pitcher's hits greater than 240? They're not, and so that's going to be a walk. We don't have any rare plays on the walk, so McGriff will take first. Runners now at first and second. with 2 outs. Brings up Dave Justice. Justice with 1 home run in this season so far. Are his Ks greater than 15? They're not. So that's going to be another walk. So back-to-back walks from Pat Rapp. I told you that he did have some issues with the walks. And we got the bases loaded for Jose Oliva. Oliva with just a couple of at-bats so far. Getting his first start of the season, played in 48 games, 156 average. He got a 24, that's going to be a base knock there. And that will be 2 runs plated. As this runner goes to third, this one goes home with 2 outs. With 2 outs, everybody gets an extra base. So that's going to be a 2 RBI single, and the Braves take a 2-0 lead in the top of the first as Oliva comes through in his first start. Charlie O'Brien to bat. This may be his second or third game started. We got a 22. Are his doubles greater than 30? They're not. So that's going to be a base hit as well, and that's an RBI. As the Braves add on in the top of the first inning. And send that runner to third. So runners at the corners again, and it's going to be 2 down for Mark Lemke, the Limmer. He's batting left-handed against the righty Pat Rapp. 36 is the player's batting average greater than 299. It's not. So that's going to be a hard grounder to first base. And the first baseman is Jeff Conine. He handles that grounder. He flips it to the pitcher covering, and that's going to be out number 3. But the Braves do put up 3 in the first inning, and they take a 3-0 lead. And they hand the ball to Steve Avery to go out against the Fish. For the Marlins, it'll be Kilby Alvarez, Mario Diaz, and Gary Sheffield in this first inning. It's going to be a base knock from Kilby Alvarez, right up the middle. And he's on with a leadoff single. He had 56 stolen bases. You can see he's a 73% stolen base percentage, which puts him in our top column for steals. So we're going to go ahead and try to steal second with him. And just get the chart up to double check. So 1, 2, 6, and he's going to be safe. That's a 9. A 9 is going to be out as Charlie O'Brien gets him stealing. He was caught 21 times, so even though he had the 56 steals, he was susceptible. Only a 73% percentage. So the Marlins, with 1 out, are going to send Mario Diaz to the plate. 23 is going to be a strikeout for Steve Avery, and he gets Diaz looking. That's out number 2. So 2 down in the inning. It's going to be Gary Sheffield to the plate. Sheffield with a home run in his last game, in game number 2. Batted .324 with 16 bombs and 46 RBIs in 1995. This one is going to be a grounder, but we've got a rare play on the ground ball. Yeah, so let's roll for that. Got a 4. A grounder to the shortstop. There's a little bobble and a hard throw to first. It's a bang-bang play. 1 to 8 is out. 8 to 10 is 9 or 10 is safe. There's a typo. So 10, he is going to beat it out, and that's going to be an E6. So Blauser with a little bit of a bobble on the grounder. Makes a good throw to first, but just a touch late, and Sheffield beats that one out. And he's on with 2 outs. Jeff Conine to the plate. 46 is going to be a grounder to the shortstop. Blauser gets a chance again. He's going to go the short way. 6-4 on the putout. And that's going to be the end of the inning as the Marlins strand a runner at first. We head to the top of the second inning. It's 3-0 Atlanta. And they're going to send Avery and then Grissom and Blauser back to the top of the order. 36 will be Is his average greater than 299? It's not, although he's a pretty good hitting pitcher at 200. That's going to be a hard grounder to the second baseman. And the second baseman is Veras, and he's going to make the play over to first for out number 1. Steve Avery down in the top of the second inning. Marquise Grissom stands in. Grissom is 0 for 1. He flied out to left in his first at bat. 45, this is going to be another fly ball, this time to straightaway right field. No problem out in right field for Sheffield as he squeezes it for out number 2. Jeff Blauser standing in. He grounded out to third, a little soft grounder to third in his first at bat. Are his walks less than 5%? They're not, so he is going to take a walk. And Blauser on for the first time. He's got a 2-out walk. And he sets the stage for Chipper. Chipper with a double in his first at bat. 24, not going to double here, although he gets a hold of it. That's a deep fly ball, and we are going to have an unusual play chance here. It's going to be a 5, a line drive deep down the left field line. The left fielder is fooled. He reaches up with his bare hand, and he has it for the out at just the last second. And so, great play out in left field by Andre Dawson, who still's got a little bit of wheels left in him, and he's going to make the amazing catch out there a la Kevin Mitchell. So the Braves don't score any in the top of the second inning. Chipper is robbed on that opposite field liner by the Hawk. Yeah, I guess we should call that a line drive to 7. Alright, so he is robbed, and Rapp gets out of that one. Braves strand 1 at third, or at first base, and we go to the bottom of the second. The Marlins are down 3-0. This is going to be a triple chance for Terry Pendleton. He's only got 1 triple, so that's going to turn out to be a single. And that is right down past the first baseman. McGriff not able to corral that one, and so Pendleton will be at first with the second hit of the day for the Marlins. Pendleton not a threat to steal, so we're going to leave him there. Dawson is up 257, 8 homers and 37 RBIs in 79 games for the Marlins. 26 is going to be a strikeout, and he swings through a Steve Avery slider, and that's going to be out number 1. 1 down with a runner at first. Charles Johnson to the plate. Good hitting catcher, 251 average, 11 homers, 39 RBIs. This is going to be a home run chance. He doesn't have more than 30 home runs, so that's going to be a double for Charles Johnson as he goes to the opposite field. He takes that outside fastball right down the line in right field. And that's going to push the runner to third. Let's see. Might be worth it to try to score Dawson. Dawson has 0 stolen bases. Let's go ahead and try to steal or to send him home. I have to do a video on this, but this is our extra base chart. So if his stolen bases are less than 5, then there's a chance he can be safe at home. A 7, and they send him, and he's safe. So the Marlins get 1 on the board as they send the old man Dawson around on the double into the corner by Charles Johnson. So RBI double for Johnson, and that puts the Marlins on the board. 3-1 is our score. Chuck Carr with a man in scoring position now. Only 1 out and 1 already in for the Marlins. 12 is going to be a line drive, and that's hit to left field. On any sort of short fly ball, shallow fly ball, runners will not advance. So I already know that one. So the batter stays at second base. Chance for a run here. Pat Rapp can get a single. 23 will be a strikeout from strikeout from Steve Avery as he gets Pat Rapp looking. The Marlins do get on the board with the run, and that's going to be a 3-1 lead for the Braves as we head to the top of the third. Run's kind of hard to come by for the Marlins in this one. The Braves pitchers have been on. After that San Francisco series at the beginning, they've really cranked it up. Pat Rapp will face off against McGriff, Justice, and Oliva. Jose Oliva. 56 is going to be a fly ball, and that is actually a rare play fly ball. So let's see what happens. A 10. Hit to the left center field gap. The left fielder makes the catch, but he crashes into the center fielder. An out is recorded. The center fielder is injured for the rest of the game and has to be replaced. And I tell you, Chuck Carr has had that happen to him twice, and he's getting tired of the left fielder running into him. So we're going to remove Carr. And last time we had to bring in the center fielder, Daryl Whitmore. So Whitmore gets the call again. He's getting a lot more playing time in this series than he thought he was going to get. What are we in? We're in the third. So here he comes in. Check Carr scratched. All right. So Whitmore is in center, and that was a fly ball to left. So the out is made as McGriff rips one into the gap. Nice play out there by the left fielder Dawson, who's out there just running balls down like crazy. He runs into Chuck Carr, and Chuck Carr is going to be out for the rest of the game. Only one game, and he'll be back the next one. So one down, and Dave Justice to the plate. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Rapp. 15 is the pitcher's K percentage greater than 20. It's not, so that's going to be a walk to Dave Justice, who has been a walk machine in his career. 15% walk percentage. He had 73 in 490 plate appearances. 73 walks in 120 games. So it's pretty ripping. Not going to steal here as Jose Oliva stands in. Oliva with a single, 2-run single in his first at bat. This is a chance for a home run, but he's not going to hit one. He only has 5 for the year. So that's going to be a double down the right field line. And let's go ahead and try to score Justice as he's chugging around. He's got 4 stolen bases, so that's going to put him in the same category that we had Andre Dawson, which is the very last column, slowest column. So 1 to 3 holds, 4 to 7 he's safe, otherwise he's out. And that's a 4, so he's going to be in there just ahead of the tag, and he scores on the double by Jose Oliva. Oliva 3 RBIs in this game. Quite a start for Bobby Cox. And Charlie O'Brien stands in with a runner and scoring position, and only 1 out. 14 is going to be a fly ball, but that's going to be a fly ball with an unusual play. 7 says a low line drive to right field. The right fielder loses the ball and he can't catch it, and the batter goes to second. So Charlie O'Brien in there with a double, and that's going to score Oliva from second. So a couple of freakish plays have the Braves up 5-1. Mark Lemke, the Limmer, standing in, left-handed batter. 33 is going to be, is his K percentage greater than 15%? It's not, and so that's going to be a walk to Lemke. Don't know how long we can go with Rapp like this. But runners at first and second now, and the pitcher is up. We're going to sacrifice with the pitcher. That'll put 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. 1 to 6. Sacrifice is good, so that's going to be a good sacrifice, and he rolls it to the first baseman. So we're going to say 3-4 on the put out as he flips it over to Veras, who is covering. Nice play by Conine. That's going to be out number 2. Both runners are going to move up on the sac hit. And we now have 2 in scoring position. If Marquise Grissom can hit a base hit, that's going to be a 2-run single. Grissom, 258 average, 12 home runs in 1995. 15 is going to be a soft grounder, and that's just right out a tapper in front of the plate. So the catcher Johnson makes the play to first, 2-3 on the put out. The Braves do get 2 in that inning. It's going to be 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the third. Back to the top of the order: Kilvio Veras, Mario Diaz, and Gary Sheffield for the Fish. His walk percentage is very high, so that's going to be a walk to the leadoff man. He's on for the second time today. Let's go ahead and try to steal again. Why not? 1 to 6, he's safe. He gets thrown out again. Charlie O'Brien not playing. So that's going to be out number 1 as Veras gets on twice and gets thrown out twice. Mario Diaz to the plates. Second baseman, right-handed batter against the lefty Steve Avery. 26 is going to be a grounder, and that goes right on in front of the plate. As the catcher Charlie O'Brien steps out and makes the good throw to first, and that's going to be out number 2. Mario Diaz is out. Chef is at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He got on via an error. Remember, there was a bobble by Blauser at short. And he just beat it out. 36 is the batter's average greater than 299. It is, and so that's going to be ripped past the fat bag at first. Cutting it off nicely is Dave Justice. But Sheffield is on with a single. He's 1 for 2. Sheffield at first and Jeff Conine to the plates. 45 for Conine is going to be a strikeout as Steve Avery gets him looking. And that'll end the inning. So the Marlins strand another runner, and we go to the top of the 4th inning. 5-1 is our score. Braves over the Marlins. Pat Rapp can go 26 batters. He's at 19 right now. And just trying to get some length out of him. 13 is going to be a grounder that goes over to the first baseman. And the first baseman, Conine, scoops it up and takes it himself to the bag. Blauser is out for out number 1. Chipper Jones stands in. He lined out to left in his last at bat. 23 is going to be a strikeout, but there's a strikeout with an unusual play, so let's pull that up. 5. The batter thinks he checked his swing, but the home plate umpire says he went around. The batter is livid. Chipper Jones just going at the umpire, shouting at him. The ump ejects him from the game. So the Braves are going to have to do this without their third baseman, without their left fielder. Let's bring in Klesko. Not a bad backup option. So Chipper is ejected in the 4th. Carr injured in the 3rd. So Chipper is going to come out. It's going to be Klesko taking his place in left field. And he comes in the fourth. So we'll say here that at bat is going to go to, actually the bat is going to have to go to Klesko. Klesko's going to have to finish it for him, because it was only he thought he checked his swing. Oh, it was a strikeout, right? So that's going to be a K. K swinging. So he thinks he checked his swing, but he didn't. Umpire calls him out. Says he went around on the strikeout. It was a strikeout rare play. All right, so 2 down. Kind of a weird play there. And that's going to bring up Freddie McGriff. McGriff 1 for 2. 35 is going to be a soft grounder out to short. The shortstop is Diaz. He comes in hard on it behind the pitcher, grabs it on 3 hops, throws it to first, and we're going to go 6-3 on the putout. So that's going to be it for the Braves. 3 up, 3 down inning for the first time for Pat Rapp. Comes at a perfect time. And they've largely held the crime dog down in this one. Haven't had a lot of luck doing that so far in the series. For the Marlins, it'll be Pendleton, Dawson, and Johnson. Terry Pendleton singled and scored in his last at bat. That's going to be a 14. 14 is going to be a fly ball out to left center field. Ranging over is the center fielder Marquise Grissom, and he'll make the play in left center. And that's out number 1. Andre Dawson stands in. He struck out in his last at bat. 24, this is going to be a deep drive. Opposite field shot to right field. Dave Justice goes back on it on the run and makes the play short of the warning track. That's going to be out number 2. Nice play in right by Dave Justice to make that over the shoulder catch. A 12 will be a line drive. Now that's going to be an unusual play. So let's see what happens here. A 3. Left fielder comes in hard on a soft liner. He slides feet first. He traps the ball, so that's Klesko. Can't get to the ball, and the batter's going to be safe at first. So a single on a little soft liner to left field that Klesko can't get to, and Charles Johnson will be on with his second hit of the day. He's got a double and a single. Brings up Darrell Whitmore with his first at bat. 36. 36 is going to be grounded hard, but right back to the pitcher. Avery makes a nice play, and he will flip it over to first for out number 3, getting Carr. So the Marlins strand one on at first, and we head to the top of the 5th inning. Still 5-1. Braves over the Marlins. Rapp is at about just before his stamina. That last inning was good. We got him obviously coming up in the next inning. So let's get him through this inning and see if he can get out Justice, Oliva, and O'Brien. 55, this is going to be a home run chance. He only has 24, not 30, so that's going to be a double, and that's down the right field line. As Dave Justice hits one, it rattles around in the corner for a minute, and he walks into second base with a stand-up double. Second double, third time getting on for Justice, but first hit of the day. Brings up Jose Oliva. Oliva 2 for 2 with a double and a single. He's got 44 here. That's going to be grounded to the shortstop. So no movement from Justice as the shortstop looks him back. And that's going to be out number 1. So Oliva can advance the runner and brings up Charlie O'Brien, who's been advancing runners all day. He also has a single and a double, 2 RBIs for the Braves. 46 is going to be a grounder. Normally would be a double play, but there's no force out situation. So this is going to be a ground ball to second base Veras over to first. That's going to move the runner over on the fielder's choice. And so now run 90 feet away, and Mark Lemke is at home plate. The Limmer is 0 for 1. 15, is the pitcher's K percentage greater than 20? It's not, so that's going to be another walk for Pat Rapp. Walk number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the day. 6, there's 6 walks. Not good. His walk percentage is 11%, so 76 in 167 innings. A little much. We're going to let Avery hit away with 2 outs. And a runners on the corners. 35 is going to be a soft grounder. That's to the first baseman. First baseman gets it right at the bag, steps on it. That's Conine. And he'll take it to first himself. And that kills the rally. Pat Rapp gets out of that one and gives the Marlins another scoreless inning. So 2 scoreless innings in a row. And 5-1 is our score. Pat Rapp is going to be taken out of the game. We need a new batter. Can't be Chuck Carr. He's out also. So let's go with Greg Colburn. I don't think Colburn is hurt. I don't think that's why he's not starting in this one. So we got a pinch hitter in the 5th. So Pat Rapp goes 5 for the Marlins. We got Greg Colburn here. Boom over. It's going to be a 56. A 56 is a fly ball, but that comes with a rare or unusual play. So let's see how that goes. A 1. Hit into the right center field gap. The right fielder dives head first, and he makes the catch. All runners hold. The right fielder hits his head on the turf, and he's injured for the rest of the game. So that's going to be David Justice, who gets his bell rung out in right field, diving for a ball. And they're going to have to bring him out. And let's get a new right fielder for the Braves. So let's put Dwight Smith. Actually, yeah, Mike Kelly. Put Mike Kelly out there. Keith Smith on the bench as a left-handed hitter. And we're going to insert Mike Kelly into right field. This is the 5th. And it is Justice. So Justice is injured in the 5th inning, and we put in a new right fielder, Mike Kelly. The catch was made in right center field. I believe that's right. Low line drive to left. No, that wasn't it. What was it? Hit into the right center field gap. So that's going to be a fly ball to right field. That's out number 1. Kind of a strange play there with the pinch hitter up, but Justice hangs on for the out, but he bangs his head on the turf, and he's got to come out for the rest of the game. And so Kelly in left now, and up to bat is Kilvio Veras. People checking to see if this is Friday the 13th or something weird for this game. Lots of injuries and things. 36 to Veras. Is his average greater than 299? It's not, and so that's going to be grounded hard to the shortstop. Blauser ranges to his left, makes the good play. And that's going to be out number 2 as he gets Kilvio Veras by a half a step. Veras quick out of the box. But batting right-handed, he's a half step slow. Brings up Mario Diaz against Steve Avery. A 36 from the pitcher's side is also grounded hard. This time to second base. The limmer knocks it down, gets it over to first, and that's going to be out number 3. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Steve Avery. Although the Braves did lose their starting right fielder, and now they're down a left fielder and a right fielder. Pretty soon we're going to have to put Tommy Glavine out there. Hopefully not. We're going to bring in a new pitcher. Let's get David Weathers into the game. He can give the Marlins a little bit of length. He can go 15 batters. He had 15 starts. Almost half of his games were starts. So Pat Rapp goes 5 innings. Steve Avery still going strong for the Braves. He's got maybe one more inning. We'll see how that goes. Marquise Grissom, Jeff Blauser, and Ryan Klesko to the plates. 56 is going to be a fly ball. That's down the right field line. Coming in hard to the line is Sheffield. He slows up a little and makes the play on Marquise Grissom as Grissom pops up to right. Jeff Blauser now. Blauser is 0 for 2. Does have a walk. 14 is going to be a fly ball. That's out to left center field. And ranging over into left center is going to be the center fielder Whitmore, and he squeezes it for out number 2. Brings up Ryan Klesko, his first at bat of the game. He had to come in for the injured Chipper Jones in the ejected Chipper Jones. Jones was hot and not happy with the call from the home plate umpire. 34 is the pitcher's average greater than 299. It is not. And so that's going to be a strikeout. And he gets Klesko to swing through a fastball. Good old power pitch right down the middle. And Weathers gets Klesko for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Braves in the 6th. Nice job by Weathers. 5-1 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Fish are going to send up Sheffield, Conine, and Pendleton to the plates. 56, this is going to be a fly ball down the left field line. No problem out there for Klesko as he catches it just inside fair territory. And Sheffield is out number 1. He is now 1 for 3. Hitless so far is Jeff Conine, 302 average in 1995. 25 is going to be a strikeout, and he is going to swing through a Steve Avery curveball, and that's out number 2. Avery now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks in this start. Terry Pendleton stands in. He flied out to center field in his last at bat. 46 is going to be a deep drive. That's to dead center field. On the run is Marquise Grissom. He reaches up at the last minute, and he puts it away for out number 3. Nice running catch in center field by Marquise Grissom, the only starting outfielder still left standing for the Braves. 3 up, 3 down for Avery, and 18, 19, 21 to 3. So that earned him another inning. So he'll be able to pitch into the 7th. We'll see if we get around to him as a batter in this inning. 46 is a grounder, and that goes out to the shortstop. This is going to be Freddie McGriff grounding out to short. That's out number 1. McGriff 0 for the day, 0 for 3. Brings up Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly, this will be his first at bat. He came in for the injured David Justice. 33 is his K percentage greater than 15. It is much greater than 15. So that's going to be strikeout looking for Mike Kelly. 32% strikeout percentage. Whew. Yikes. 49 Ks and 150 plate appearances. Only hit 190 in limited action for the Braves. All right, so 2 down. And Jose Oliva stands in. Oliva is 2 for 3 in this spot start. 23 is going to be a strikeout, and that's back-to-back Ks for David Weathers. A nice couple of innings for Weathers, 6 up, 6 down for the Braves. Not a lot of issues with the Marlins bullpen. It's been their starting pitching that's failed them. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Steve Avery still in there, going strong. He's given up 1 hit so far in 6 innings. He'll be facing off against Dawson, Johnson, and Whitmore. 46 is a deep drive, and we've got a rare or unusual play, so let's see what kind of strange thing happens here on the Andre Dawson fly ball. Deep drive to right field. The right fielder jumps at the wall and he misses it. That's Kelly at the wall. The ball rolls back toward the infield. The batter goes to second base, and that's going to be a double, as Kelly can't get to the ball in right field. Andre Dawson gave it a ride, and he is standing at second base now in scoring position. Pendleton, Dawson. He's in scoring position for Charles Johnson. Johnson 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He is the pitcher's home runs per 9 greater than 1? Oh, it is, and that's a killer. A 2-run jack for Charles Johnson, as he hits one to straightaway left field. And that is a 2-run home run for the Marlins as they jump right back into this one. Charles Johnson, what a day. Single, double, a home run, 3 RBIs for the Marlins catcher. Steve Avery still in there. It's now 5-3 Atlanta. Trying to nurse him through this inning, because he's going to be up to bat in the next inning. 23 is going to be another deep drive, this one out to dead center field. I don't know that Marquise Grissom was going to get there, but just at the last minute, he reaches up and makes the play on Darrell Whitmore, who scorches one to center. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. Need another pinch hitter for the Marlins as the pitcher spot comes up. Weathers, a couple of good innings. Let's bring in Kurt Abbott. I don't know if I should actually be using Abbott or not. He did have he played in 120 games, so at some point he starts playing. All right, so we got Kurt Abbott in the pitcher spot. This is going to be a chance for a triple. Are his triples greater than 2? They are. He had 7 triples. And so Kurt Abbott triples to left center field. The left fielder, Klesko, dove for it. The last minute, didn't even come close. And the ball rolls all the way to the wall, and Abbott's going to wind up at third base with 1 out. Kilvio Vera is standing in. How long can we go with Steve Avery? A 33, are his home runs per 9 greater than 1? They are, and that's going to be another home run. Bears with 5 in 1995, and he goes deep here. This is to right center field as he tags an outside pitch, and that is going to be, we got to get Avery out of there. He's lost the lead completely. 5-5 is our score. And he's going to have a runner. Oh, nobody on. Avery. I was waiting for him to implode. That's kind of what I was waiting for. We got to stop this. So, Craig McMichael, you got to hold the lead now. First real adversity since maybe game number 2. On the 3rd. So Avery goes 6 on the 3rd. He's still got he's on the he's off the hook for the win and the loss. So All right, a 12 to here is going to be a line drive, and that's going to be a rare play. So let's check out this line drive soft fly ball. Nope. Lost the dice. Try that again. That's going to be a 3. Left fielder comes in hard on a soft liner. He slides feet first and he traps it. That's a couple times that Klesko has done that in left, and that's going to be a base knock. As Mario Diaz greets McMichael with a soft liner to left, he'll be at first base for the first time. Brings up Gary Sheffield, the dangerous one. 16 bombs in 63 games for the Fish. 36 is going to be a hard grounder that goes to third base. At third base is Jose Oliva, and a hard grounder is an automatic double play, so we're going to go around the horn. 5, 4, 3. So that's out number 2, out number 3. So McMichael gets the double play on Gary Sheffield, and that's going to end the inning, but not before the Marlins put up 4 in the 7th as they tie it at 5. All right, so a new ball game here for the Marlins. Let's see some of these names that I've seen come in. Scheid is one. Andy Matthews. We get Terry Matthews into the game. David Weathers goes 2 innings and didn't allow any base runners in those 2 innings. So a nice relief appearance for him. We head to the top of the 8th inning. All tied up, 5-5. Charlie O'Brien, Mark Lemke, and then the pitcher spot. So you gotta make a choice there. 23 is going to be a strikeout, and that's a strikeout looking. So Charlie O'Brien goes down on the K. It brings up Mark Lemke. Lemke batting left-handed for the first time in this game. 24 is going to be a deep drive, and that goes down the right field line. Sheffield on the run to the line in the corner, and he's going to make the play for out number 2. Nice running catch out there by Gary Sheffield. Let's get a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Let's go with Mike Mordecai. Keep Belliard as a defensive replacement if we should need it. So Mordecai comes in to face Terry Matthews. Matthews 3.38 ERA in 57 games for the Marlins. 24 is going to be another deep drive, this one to deep left field. Plenty of room out there in left. Sorry, I keep moving that. Plenty of room out there in left field for Andre Dawson as he settles in at the track. Oh, it's F7. He settles in at the track and makes the catch. That's a 3 up, 3 down inning for another Marlins reliever, as the Braves have slowed down considerably since the first few innings. The score is 5-5, and we got to get a new pitcher. Let's get in Brad Klontz. We haven't had a lot of Brad Klontz sightings. but he pitched quite a bit. It was Clance, McMichael, Wohlers. That was how their 7th, 8th, 9th went in 1995. So he goes 2/3. I hate to burn him for just 2/3 of an inning, but we had to keep the Marlins there. Tied up, bottom of the 8th inning. The Marlins are going to send up the heart of the order, Conan Pendleton and Andre Dawson, against the righty Brad Clance. Clance, 69 innings pitched, 3.65 ERA, 19% K percentage. So we'll see how this all plays out. This is going to be a fly ball to dead central. Right in his tracks is Marquise Grissom, and he'll make the play for out number 1. Terry Pendleton stands in. He's a switch inning third baseman, batting left-handed against Bradley Clance. 56 is going to be a fly ball. This one to straightaway left. Klesko won't have to trap this one, and that's going to be out number 2. Andre Dawson, the Hawk. Good chance for the Marlins if he hits a home run. They're going to take the lead. A 13 is not going to get it done, though. That's going to be a grounder to third base. The third baseman is Oliva, and he gets it over to the first baseman, McGriff. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Brad Clance. And we head to the top of the 9th inning, all tied up at 5. Good one here, lots of drama. And Terry Matthews still in the game for the Fish. For the Braves, it's going to be Grissom, Blauser, and Klesko. 34 is the pitcher's average greater than 299. It's not. So that's going to be a strikeout. Strikeout looking for Marquise Grissom. And he's down in the 9th for out number 1. Grissom now 0 for 5. Tough day for the center fielder. 36 to Jeff Blauser is going to be grounded hard, but right to the shortstop. And the shortstop, Diaz, makes the play over to first. That'll be out number 2. Blauser also 0 for 4 on the day. Ryan Klesko comes in. He was a replacement in the 4th for Chipper Jones, who was ejected. He's 0 for 2. He's got a couple of strikeouts. 56, this is going to be a fly ball out to left center, and that'll be a can of corn for the center fielder, Whitmore. 3-up, 3-down again. Go the Braves in the 9th. And that sets us up for high drama in the bottom of the 9th inning. Brad Clance still in the game for the Braves. We're going to leave him in. He'll be facing off against Charles Johnson, Darrell Whitmore, and a pinch hitter. 25 to Johnson is a line drive to center, and coming in hard on it and making the play is Marquise Grissom. And he's going to make the out for out number 1. Charles Johnson retired for the first time in this game. He's 3 for 4 now. Double, single, home run, 3 RBIs. He's held up his end of the bargain for the Fish in this one. 24, that's going to be a deep drive out to left center field. On his horse is Grissom, and he's going to make the play in left center for out number 2 on Darrell Whitmore. Whitmore has pushed him to the wall a couple of times with no success. So we need to bring in someone. They don't have a lot on the bench. Who's going to give them a chance? Alex Arias, maybe the best hitter they got left. So let's see how this goes with him. Arias, 269 average in 216 at-bats. After that, it gets pretty slim. So Alex Arias against Bradley Clance. A 15 Is the pitcher's K percentage greater than 20? It is not, and so that's going to be a walk to the pinch hitter. Arias, not much speed. And Kilvio Veras, who had a bomb his last at bat. Maybe we should just let him go bombs away here. 23, that's going to be a strikeout as Clance gets him swinging on a fastball. That'll be out number 3. And the Marlins strand 1, and we are headed to extra innings. Score tied at 5 as we go to extras. We need a new pitcher. And the pitcher will be Richie Lewis. Two good innings. They got four really good innings of relief from their bullpen, and we are headed to extras. This is Richie Lewis, the right-hander. 3.75 ERA and 36 innings pitched. He got into 21 games. He'll face off against McGriff, Kelly, and Oliva. 16 for McGriff. Are the pitcher's hits greater than 240? They're not, so that's going to be a walk to the crime dog. And he'll be standing at first. He's 3 for 9 in steals. Let's not send him. Do we have a better option than Mike Kelly on the bench? We got Dwight Smith. So let's pinch hit for Kelly with Dwight Smith. Right field in the 10th. So Kelly is out, Justice out, and we got a new player here. So Dwight Smith comes in, left-handed batter, 252 average in 100 games for the Braves. 24, that's going to be an immediate payoff as he strokes one through the right side for a base hit. Dwight Smith standing at first base. With Jose Oliva coming to the plate, Oliva was hot early. He struck out in his last at-bat, but he's 2 for 4 in this game. Is the walk percentage less than 5? It's not, so that's going to be a walk. As he patiently takes the walk. So Oliva gets on at first. 2 on now. Runner in scoring position for Charlie O'Brien. Let's go ahead and bring in Javi, and we'll just insert him into the game here. Javi Lopez up. 1. Forgot we had a base. So we got bases loaded. Let's play the infield in. Forgot we already have one on first base. We have an infield in chart here. And we got bases loaded and nobody out. So what we do is we roll, and if we have a ground out, then we're going to reference the infield in chart to see what happens there. Otherwise, it's going to be played like a fly out or whatever. 26, that's a huge strikeout for Richie Lewis as he gets Javi Lopez looking, and that's going to be out number 1. Still got the infield in. Chance for a double play there. And we got the lemmer up. 14 to Lemke is going to be a fly ball. That's a normal fly ball out to left center. And let's double check. We might be able to try to score that runner from third. Fly ball, bases loaded. So we have the option to try to score the runner from third. Let's go ahead and do that. If we don't make it, That's going to be the end of the inning. At third base is Fred McGriff, so this is going to be a little dicey. But we're going to test the arm of Andre Dawson. And McGriff is 3 stolen bases, so he's our very last column. We'll see. This could be a winner, could be bad. And it's a 5. A 5 is safe. And Fred McGriff showing the wheels as Dawson's throw comes in offline. And he's going to score on the sacrifice fly as we turn that to a sac fly to 7. And the lemmer comes through, gets it out there just far enough for the runner to score from third. What do we got? We got one more guy on the bench before we got to send up a pitcher. So Rafael Belliard to the plate. Now that the Braves have taken the lead, we can get Wohlers into the game. So that's 2 outs. The Braves have the lead 6-5, and Rafael Belliard comes to bat. We're in the 10th inning. Richie Lewis has given up the go-ahead run. 46 is a deep drive, and this is going to be trouble. We'll see how that plays out. A 2 says deep drive to left field. The left fielder makes the catch and slams up against the wall. He is going to be okay in left, but that is Dawson, who couldn't throw out the runner from left field. He makes an amazing play out in left field to end the inning. He says he's okay, and he'll stay in the game. But the Braves do get 1, and Belliard can't believe it. Crushed it. We got Mario Diaz, Gary Sheffield, and Jeff Conine. So the Marlins are sending up the right crew. The Braves are going to get a new pitcher, and this is going to be Wohlers. Looking for his second save in this series. Clontz comes in for 2 innings. And Wohlers comes out of the bullpen. Jogs in, throws his warm-up tosses. He's hot, he's ready to go. And he's going to be facing off against Mario Diaz, Gary Sheffield, and Jeff Conine. Diaz 1 for 4. He had a single in his last at-bat. No such luck here. This is going to be a fly ball out to right field, and in right center it's going to be Marquise Grissom who calls off the right fielder Smith, and says he's got it. That'll be out number 1. Chef up to the plate, kind of guy who can tie it with one swing. 45 is going to be a fly ball, so they do get the fly ball, but that's out to the same exact spot. And having to range over quite a bit is Marquise Grissom. They were playing Sheffield to Poole in the outfield, but he runs it down for out number 2. Brings up Jeff Conine. Defense straight away. 2 down. Conine is 0 for 4, and he is going to hit this one high and deep to left, and going back on it is Klesko, and right at the wall he reaches up and he makes the play for the 3rd out. And Wohlers again has to wipe his brow on this one as he almost gives up the game-tying home run, but instead he gets the save, shuts down the Marlins in the bottom of the inning as Conine gives it a ride but can't quite get it up over the wall. So that's going to be a 3-game sweep for the Braves. They are now 6-2 on the season. I think they're about a game off of their actual pace. So if it wasn't for a little slip up with the Giants in the first series, they would they'd be right on pace. All right, so Avery. Avery doesn't get the win. Who gets the win in this one? This is going to be a save here. This will be Clontz with the win. And it will be Lewis who takes the loss in his 1 inning. So really good one. This one ends in 10 innings, and it's going to be a 6-5 winner for the Braves. So they are now 6-2 on this young season, 1995. Game number 8 out of 162. Had a lot of crazy substitutions and things going on in this game, but really good one. Typical National League game. And this is using the Game of Dice Baseball. If you want to purchase this game, you can go to the gameofdicebaseball.com. 95 is coming, so this season is coming, but we got lots of seasons from the 60s and 70s. I'm working my way through the 1980s, so I'm planning to release the entire decade of the 80s sort of all at one time. And you can purchase that as a bundle where you could get the entire decade, or you could purchase it season by season, which would be okay too. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below. I'll get to them as quickly as I can, whether it's about this game or just the Game of Dice Baseball in general. If you haven't subscribed, this is where I'll be posting these games. I'm planning to play all 162 from the season, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but if you hit subscribe and then you click the little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever I post new content. Usually 2 or 3 videos a week is probably what I'm going to average, because I'm still creating seasons for this game. I'm working on a new football game, No Huddle Football, which should come out sometime in the summer at the very latest. I've also got a couple of new ideas for basketball. We'll see if I can do something a little bit more in depth and up tempo. If you haven't checked out Dave Gardner's demo of this game, he's playing with the 1979 season. He did a few innings as a demo, and so you can see somebody else playing it, and just maybe he has the same questions that you do. I need to do a video on the base running, and in fact I'll cover that right now, just very quickly. We have a couple of different base running pages. So on page 18 and page 19 of the game guide, we have a runner advancement chart. And so you can see with all the base situations here, nobody on, runner at first, second, third, first and second, first and third, second and third, and bases loaded. So ground outs at normal depth, this doesn't apply to the infield in situations, but on a soft, normal or hard grounder, what happens, right? And so it just kind of gives you, it gives you a little bit of an outline to kind of go through. And then there's flyouts as well. Same thing with different situations, a soft, normal, and deep flyout. What happens on each. So there's some automatic advancement that happens on deep flyouts. Nobody advances on a shallow fly ball. And then for a normal fly ball, some holds automatically, and some it's your choice. So it's the gamer's choice to whether to send someone. So that's what the question mark means. So if it's a runner at second base and the fly ball is a normal fly ball, it's the player's choice to try to advance that runner. Same thing with the runner at third base. Anytime you have a runner on third and a normal fly ball, you can make the choice. And whenever you have that question mark, if you want to send the runner, you would come to the extra bases chart. And on the extra bases chart, this is separated out by the player's stolen bases. So let's say we have Chipper Jones here. You can see that he's got 8 stolen bases successfully, and so he would be in this column here. He has between 5 and 10 stolen bases. So there's less than 5, there's 5 to 10, there's 11 to 20, 21 to 35, and then 35 plus in his stolen bases would be sort of your fastest category. But you can see you would roll, like for Chipper Jones, you would roll. If it was a 1 to 3, then he's going to hold, he's not going to advance on the fly ball. If it's a 4 to an 8, then he'd be safe at the plate. And then if it's a 9 or 10, he'd be out at the plate. So you can use this extra base chart for tag ups. You can use it for taking extra bases. Let's say you have a runner at first, there's a base hit to right field, you want to try to advance that runner to third. Again, if this was Chipper Jones, he has 8 stolen bases. So then you would use this column here, and you would roll, and if it's a 1-3, then he holds at second base, so it's just one base advance. He doesn't try to go for third. But if it's one of these others, 4-8, he would be safe at third, and then 9 or 10, he'd be out at third base. So you can use this extra base chart for any base runner advancement situations. I also had a question about advancing 2 runners at the same time, and so I would just do them one at a time. If you want to advance the runner first to third, and then advance the batter from home to second, then I would just do the first base runner first to third. Is he safe or out? Obviously, if it's a hold, then the batter's not going to be able to try to take second. So you want to do the lead runner first to see what happens there. Because if it's a hold, it's going to put a stop to everybody's runner advancement. And then if he's safe or out or whatever, then you can try to, finagle your way to another base with the trail runner. Same thing, you got a runner at first and second, and you want to send the runner home. I would do that runner first, and then and probably, based off of this chart here, if it's a fly out. But on a base hit is sort of what we're talking about with the extra bases, taking extra bases. So the runner from second to home, does he score? What happens there? Because again, if that runner's held up, then the runner on first is not going to be able to take third. So just kind of do the lead runner first, and then that'll let you know what you can do with the trail runner. So if the base is open, you can try to extend one more base for the trail runner, but I would just do them one at a time like that. So a little bit of insight into the extra base chart. I know I need to add a couple of things like that to sort of the tutorial how-to series. So eventually I'll get around to doing that. I think we have a little bit of a break. I'm going to have to cut more cards for the next team. I'm not exactly sure even who is up next for the Braves, but we'll have another set. I think they're going to be at home. They had 2 at home with the Giants. They had 6 now on the road. They went 6-0 on this road trip. So they flew all the way to LA, took 3, flew all the way back to Miami, took 3 in Florida, and now we are, I think, going back to Atlanta. They are still playing in Fulton County Stadium, so in the launching pad in this series, or in this season. They had not built Turner Field yet. I think that was probably 96 or 97. And so it's kind of cool to see the old Fulton County Stadium on the videos. All right. If you want to get a hold of me anyway, not through YouTube, but just want to get a hold of me through email, it's thegameofdicebaseball@gmail.com, and I'll receive those emails. If you want to send something a little lengthier and not necessarily to do with this video, feel free to reach out. Ask any questions that you have about the game, any suggestions you have, any errors that you find on the cards or in the game, just so I can make those corrections as we go along. I appreciate everyone supporting the game so far. It was great to have Dave Gardner demo the game the other night. And I think it's a really fun game. It's super easy to play. But it teaches you a lot about baseball. You obviously get, you learn about Kurt Abbott. Because who wouldn't want to learn about Kurt Abbott, right? The shortstop. But had a decent season. 255, 17 bombs, 60 RBIs. And there's just a lot of players like that who maybe you remember when they were on TV at the time, or when you were keeping up in the sporting news or whatever you did. But you get to see them on your tabletop again. And you get to see things like Greg Maddox's batting statistics, which is, not something you always get to see in a game. But because this is all stat-based, you get to see a lot of interesting things with the baseball players. So this is the Game of Dice Baseball. This is a 6-5 Braves winner as they win in extra innings on a sacrifice fly. Dawson can't throw out Fred McGriff, and the Braves take this one, and they sweep the Marlins 3-0 on the road. Oh, that's tough. Thought the Marlins might have had this one. They had a chance and just couldn't come through in the middle innings or late as well. All right, stay tuned for the next game. It'll be game number 9 out of 162, and we'll just continue rolling forward through this 1995 season. And again, you can pick up any of the classic seasons from the 60s or 70s that we have. I think 9 seasons plus the 80s are out there now. So the 1980 season. So we're up to 10 seasons total. Again, like I said, there's another decade coming very soon. So we'll double that pretty quickly. That's at thegameofdicebaseball.com. Thegameofdicebaseball.com. And you can follow on the sports simulation and replays. I'm usually posting these there on the Facebook group, and sometimes to some of the baseball groups as well. Baseball Gaming Extravaganza and Tabletop Baseball Plus and the Universal Baseball Association. Sometimes I just kind of randomly post to some of the baseball groups as well. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.